Hello, my name is Paula and I teach wellness drama to children. Today I'd like to talk to you about our five senses. So I think you know what they are, don't you? Your sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste and your touch. So you're probably wondering, what's that got to do with my wellness? What's that got to do with my well-being? But in actual fact, it has a huge part to play in it, because you might remember from the first video, we talked about being mindful, and we said being mindful meant that we were engaged in what we were doing. We were aware of what was happening here and now. We were present in the moment. And to do that, you really have to use your senses, don't you? Like, you have to be able to see things and smell things and hear things and taste things and touch things to be really engaged with what's happening. And you might remember in the second video, we talked about gratitude, and we talked about the importance of having an attitude for gratitude. And we said how the more we focus on the good things in our life, the happier we feel and the more positive and a positive mindset we have. So you can see why they're really important, and you'd imagine it's something we all do, but we don't necessarily, because sometimes we can actually go into just like autopilot. And what I mean by that is we just do things without really engaging what we're doing. And especially like when we have a routine and you get up and you go to school and you do this and your routine, and you just do things without really engaging what you're doing. And part of me thinks now at the moment when we can't be in a routine and during lockdown, it's probably a perfect time to really break that mold of that autopilot and just stop the normal routine and be engaged and involved in everything that's happening. But to do that, you really have to like wake up your five senses, make sure that they're all tuned in and that you are aware all the time of what's happening. Okay, so if you're prepared to give this a try, I really think what's going to happen is you're going to be aware of an awful lot more stuff. So that means we're being more mindful, and because you're being more mindful, you're aware of things, you're going to see so much more stuff that you can be grateful for, that you'll have an attitude of gratitude. So it's all going to help each other. Okay, now the first thing I'd like you to do for me is I'm going to call out stuff, and I want you to answer straight away whatever comes into your mind. The first answer, big and loud. Are you ready? What is your favourite thing to see? What is your favourite thing to hear? What is your favourite thing to smell? What is your favourite thing to taste? And what is your favourite thing to touch? Okay, now if you want, you can write those answers down somewhere and keep them. But what you'll find is we all have different things. Like, some people love the sound of the hoover, the smell of cut grass. Personally, I love the smell of coffee. But we all have our own things that we like, and they'll probably give us a certain feeling and remind us of things even. But what we need to do is really broaden that. We need to really wake up our senses and make sure that we're engaged with so much more. And I do think, because now we use technology an awful lot. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for it, because if we didn't have technology, I couldn't do this video and you couldn't watch it, and there's so much that we're getting use out of it at the moment. But sometimes when we're engaged in technology a lot and screen a lot, we're being fed information, so we're not really opening up our senses and getting out and exploring for ourselves. And that's what we need to do. We need to become little explorers. We need to almost be Dora the Explorer, or whoever it is. We need to just let yourself find things, okay? So what I'd like you to do today or tomorrow is to go for a walk, 5 kilometers. So we go for a walk, and when you go for a walk, I really want you just to try engage with your senses. And when you come home, I want you to write down or to tell somebody 5 things that you saw, 5 things that you heard, 5 things that you smelt. So we need you to engage in those senses. So come home, either write them down or tell somebody. And you will be surprised if you keep doing that, how it's just making you be more aware of what's around you. Okay? Another really good thing to do is a game called Spot the Difference, right? Now, what you can play this at home, that if somebody in the house puts out maybe 10 things on the table, it can be anything. It could be a toothbrush, it could be a spoon, it could be a pen, it could be a lipstick, anything at all. 10 items on the table. So you have your back turned, you have your eyes closed, you don't see what's happening. And then you come in, you have 10 seconds to look at what's on the table. And you go away, the person who's put out the stuff will make some changes. They might take something away, or they might add something, or they might move something. And you come back and you have to try spot the difference. Okay? And what that does, it's a kind of opening up, like making us be aware, using our sense of sight more, engaging with it and being aware. And it's actually really good fun. Now, if you get good at it, you can make it more challenging by putting a lot more items out, and you can be, make extra changes. And it's actually a really good family fun game to play. And another version of that, which is a game I actually love, is you play dress up. And what you're going to do is dress up and put on lots of different loads of clothes on you. Add scarves and hats and hairbands, whatever you have. Then you come in, somebody takes a look. They have 10 seconds to look at you. Then they go away and you make a change. You change something, even something really small. And they come back and they have to try spot the difference. So you could have a really good family fun game out of this. It is great fun. And do you know what? I'd love to see the pictures of that, because it is actually really good. Again, we're just engaging with our senses and wakening them up. And another game, again, this is one maybe to play with an adult, is that you have a blindfold and somebody puts out food, and different types of food may be chopped up, and with the blindfold on you have to guess what you're eating. So it really makes you focus on your sense of taste, and you will be surprised how much stronger that sense is. You're really aware of it. The same game can be played with smelling stuff. You have to guess what the smell is, what is that, and also with touch, that you could have to touch things and guess what it is you're touching. So they're little just interactive games that you can play at home. You can play with your family and you can have a bit of fun with it. So boys and girls, I hope you give these a try, these little games, because at times, we all have times where we maybe don't feel great, we feel a little bit down. And I'd like to say that that is perfectly normal. That is okay to feel like that. And what we have to try do at that time is allow ourselves to calm down and to settle down. And we talked about doing that with our deep belly breaths, and also by focusing on the good things. So maybe opening up your gratitude jar, having a look at what you've written down, and hopefully that will help us all to feel better. But we can't be grateful for things if we don't notice them. So our team this week, I suppose you could say, is to become an explorer, to open up your senses, to see what's out there and be grateful for as many things as you can, and just that'll help you to fill up that jar and fill up your little heart with lots of nice things. Have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.